Hello friends, this is Music Man from his man cave. So we've been talking about who owns you. And I'm sure for some of you this is kind of an eye-opener. You're like, oh my goodness, I never really thought about it that way. But it's true. From the cradle to the grave, you are owned. But you can decide in your final years, narrow it down to who owns you. You can get rid of Wells Fargo. You can get rid of any of those payday loans or any of those loans. All loans gone. No debt. Nothing. House paid for. You no longer own whoever is holding your mortgage over your head. You pay cash for cars. You pay cash for anything else. And you have money set aside. And that's all great. And that's all dandy. So, physically, you're all taken care of. And your country is protecting you, and your military is protecting you. I love our military, and I pray for them. But now I'm going to share with you who is the one that I want to own me. Coming at you right now. I have all the time people coming up to me, as students coming up to me and saying, so, are you a Democrat? Are you a Republican? Are you a Federalist? Whatever. Are you a libertarian? I say, actually, I'm a monarchist. They go, well, monarchist? I said, yes, I serve a king. And I do serve a king. He's not here on this planet right now, but he can be experienced and felt through his spirit that his Father gave to him and he sent to us, the Holy Spirit. And so we're not just a physical being. We're also a spiritual being. And even in science, they're tapping into this. They're starting to see the fingerprints of God in some things. And it's kind of, you always think scientists are like enemies of the Bible or whatever. I know some great scientists who love God, and they see God's fingerprints and number theory, and they see God's fingerprints in music and overtones and undertones, and I mean it's pretty intense stuff. But you can start to see God's fingerprints in there, and so I have chosen my king, and my king is King Jesus, and he is the one that I give complete ownership of my spirit to. See, when he came into my heart, we're not just body and soul, we're also spirit. And so his spirit has joined with my spirit. Okay? And so he encourages me, he strengthens me, he teaches me, he guides me. Do I always listen to him? No, I don't. And does that grieve him and upset him? I'm sure it does. But I'm telling you that as I get older, I want to draw closer and closer to him. And I want to know him more and more, and I want to be like my king. And one day then I want to go be with him. So I give complete ownership to my king, Jesus Christ, the one 2,000 years ago who died on a cross. And he took my place and he paid a debt that I could not pay off. What debt are you talking about? The debt of sin. I failed. I have sinned. And so because I have sinned and have not met God's perfect standard, I deserve to not just die physically, but for my spirit to be spiritually separated from God for all eternity. See, right now we live in the days of grace, and even sinners and saints get to enjoy God's spirit and his blessings upon this planet. But there's going to come a day where there's going to be a separation. And I choose to be with him. He's my choice. And I will choose him to the time that I die. Some people say, oh, you need a crutch. Oh, no, I don't. I see him as much more than a crutch. I see him as my everything, and I see him as Lord of Lords and King of, Lord of Lords and King of Kings. The Bible is an amazing book, and if you try to study it to disprove it, you're going to start once again saying, this is amazing. How can this be that this book is so accurate and is so opens up revelation and spiritual insights into my life? because it was not just written by men. I've talked about that before. Men would not have written this book. They would not have been so brutally honest. We just can't. We've always got that ego that gets in the way, or pride that gets in the way. That's what got in the way with Peter when Jesus was being yanked around and taken before the Sanhedrin and so forth. He panicked because he's like, I don't know now. Why wouldn't Jesus stop this? And so he got confused. The bottom line is that I think that some may choose Muhammad. Go ahead. Some may choose Buddha. Okay. That's your choice. Some may decide to choose atheism. It is a religion. When we die, there's nothingness. That's your choice. I choose Jesus Christ. He is my choice, and I hope that others will choose him. I've experienced his presence, and believe me, he's as real as the air that you breathe. People make fun of me. So you believe in an invisible man in the sky? Well, did you know there's people over in foreign countries that have never seen a microwave oven or even ice? Think about that for a moment. So if you took a box and said, you can cook meat in this box, and they're over there cooking on fire, and you say, no, if you put it in this box and you have electricity, even brought a Honda generator, they would think you had lost your mind. They'd say, I can't see anything that would cook it. And so just like microwaves, those microwaves cook the food, God is just as real as microwaves. He's just as real as a spectrum of light that we cannot see. There's more colors in spectrum of light beyond what we can see. So what is the problem with Jesus being a spirit and having a spirit body and being invisible? It's always the thing they always make it. So you believe in some invisible guy in the sky. No, he's not in the sky. He's in heaven, whether it be another country, whether it be another dimension. He's God. He stands outside of time, and he stands outside of the material. And so he's who I give my trust to. He's who I give my heart to. And he is who, when I lay on my deathbed, I will surrender my soul to. And the way I see it is I lose nothing. If I'm wrong and atheists are right, I lose nothing. In the meantime, I want to be like Jesus because he is the true Superman and he is so cool. And he is truly the one that I want to spend all eternity with. So, I believe that there's more. I believe that there's more than what we see with our physical eyes. I believe that there is a spiritual dimension, and we are body, soul, and spirit, or heart. The heart is connected in there too. When we talk about the heart, we're talking about the physical muscle. We're talking about the part of us that illuminates from the spiritual part that's working in us. And from the heart comes the fruit. And so I know that's some deep stuff, but that's why I choose Jesus Christ, and no one's ever going to change my mind. Him and I have had a long relationship. I've known him for a long time. And I will tell you, prosperity and money and consumer goods has nothing to do with being spiritually prosperous. You can have all the money in the world and be miserable if you haven't taken care of the spiritual part of yourself. Anyway, those are the ones I give to. I give myself to. I'm owned. I'm owned by my wife and my children. I'm then owned by Uncle Sam. And then I'm owned by my King of Kings and Lord of Lords. His name is Jesus Christ. He's the Messiah. Yeshua HaMashiach, Yeshua. God bless and take care. Talk to you again soon.